Second bullet of 2020. Of course, the infamous COVID-19, the coronavirus, man.
Coronavirus.
Following Kobe's death, that kind
Man.
of kind of hit us hard in March. So just right after Kobe's death, how did COVID impact you?
Personally, COVID didn't necessarily impact me because of my career. I kind of still was able to maintain, work and travel and things like that. So COVID kind of changed the world around me. My wife was a stay-at-home mom at the time. We just had a newborn. So, COVID changed the world around me. So I'm kind of just observing the changes as they went month by month.
Right.
But as time went on, initially when, everybody's watching the news and it was kind of just, this fear, the exposure out of Wuhan, China, and this virus is spreading. And it was a lot of fear. I was kind of glued to the media for a while.
Yeah.
But then I realized it started to change my perception of what's going on outside.
Okay.
And I didn't want to fear being outside. So obviously, they kind of told us to quarantine, stay home.
Yeah.
And which we all did to a extent, especially in California. You couldn't get caught outside, not being an essential worker. And during that lockdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was just crazy and kind of unbelievable, like that This was actually happening.
I felt like we were living inside of a movie, like that I forget what that movie was called, but when that virus. So Outbreak would be one of them, right? I don't know if you've seen that movie, Outbreak, with the where the monkey carried the virus.
Oh yeah.
But there was another one that came after that I saw. And it reminded me, I just felt like we were living in a movie. Like when it first broke in March, I remember at work we were having a record month. We were talking about our plans and how we were going to hop on a boat, rent a boat, and do all these things. And I remember the news just, it just kept getting louder and louder, and they finally just shut everything down. So I quarantined before I went back to work, I quarantined for at least 3 weeks. I spent my birthday in quarantine. But like you said, man, it was kind of just watching the news, scrolling through social media, scrolling through the gram, and just everyone, posting about it. It's the hot topic, and just the anxiety levels kept rising. And, I remember, just going to the grocery store, and you're just like,
when all the toilet paper was gone.
All the toilet paper's gone, and there's talks of martial law, and we would stock up on your groceries because you might not even
all the rice, all the beans,
everything was gone.
So
it was just that fear, man, of keeping your family safe, keeping you safe, and keeping you healthy, keeping your family healthy, and it was also the anxiety and fear of, okay, I'm out of work now. Am I going to keep my job? Am I gonna, how am I gonna feed my family?
Right.
But I think the main thing was just this virus, just staying healthy. So I think, after the 3 weeks, we kind of, our business is deemed essential as well. So I went back to work, and then as time passed, we kind of just adjusted to the new normal.
Right.
That's
what it basically is. It's a new normal.
The new normal is funny because when I hear people talk about, when stuff gets back to normal and we're able to go here again and here again, I'm just like, do you not know what's going on? Like a club or a concert or
a sporting event,
any large gathering with a large number of people, that's not in our near future.
No,
I don't know why people seem to think it is, but it's not. I don't think so. But now, the vaccine is in play. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But I wanted to speak to kind of the impact of the virus. So I have some stats here. So at least in California, we have 15 year to date. We have 15.5 million total cases of COVID-19, resulting in 289,000 deaths in the United States. So about 1.86% of people that are contracting the virus are actually dying. And I only bring up those numbers because a lot of the conversation I hear amongst my friends and other people is that, it's similar to, COVID-19, similar to the flu and other viruses.
Right.
However, according to the CDC, the influenza was associated with more than 35.5 million illnesses that resulted in 34,200 deaths from 2018 to 2019, which proves that COVID is a significantly deadlier virus. So, in my opinion, I think it's something that we should take seriously. I don't think we should buy into the fear of the media and the hype of the media necessarily, but I think it's something that we should take serious, and that we should take precautions to protect ourselves and protect our families. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree. The media has stirred up a lot of emotions and a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety. And I think, society right now is a reflection of that. And a lot of us are kind of, they exude that fear. And, cut the media out, think about the people you live around, think about your family, think about the people you see on an everyday basis. And, depending on what side you're on, if you, believe in COVID and believe it can get you sick and potentially die, or if you don't, think about other people and don't think about just yourself, because we all have elderly people in our family. Right. We may be strong. We may be, our immune system may be up. We may have a, pretty healthy diet, but we may have a loved one that doesn't.
Right.
And so I personally may not think I may be affected, but the next person I come in contact with might be.
Right.
So you just got to be kind of conscious and aware of other people and their anxiety level of what's going on, and and just kind of just stand at bay with that.
Right.
And
as of right now, LA County is reporting catastrophic numbers.
Yes.
They're saying the numbers are through the roof. It's getting worse day by day. People are being hospitalized at alarming rates. A lot of people are dying. It's the healthcare workers are being overwhelmed. There's not enough beds, and this is the second wave now.
Yeah.
So again, kind of to your point, just if you feel like you're healthy, you feel like you're good. No, that's not the case for everybody. So, take the proper precautions, wear your mask, social distance, things of that nature. And I did want to speak to, of course, our black and brown people. Our black and brown people are disproportionately, it's a hard word to say, disproportionately affected by COVID-19 compared to, white people. And the reason for that is because of underlying health issues. People with type 2 diabetes, people with cystic fibrosis, which is very prevalent in black women, our black sisters, high blood pressure, things of that nature. They're more likely to contract the virus or get hit pretty hard.
Definitely.
Obviously, also our black and brown people are hit harder because they live in more densely populated areas. So it's harder for them to social distance, and things like that. That's why I think New York got hit so hard.
Yes. They're on top of each other.
Literally.
Yeah.
And my sister lives in New York. My brother-in-law, he just moved to California from New York. But yeah, it was, I was scared for them, man, because it's literally there's so many people in New York, and they're literally living on top of each other, so which makes it almost impossible to social distance. So again, I think that's why they got hit so hard.
Right. And then on top of that, most black and brown people are essential workers.
Right. Absolutely.
They can't work remote. They can't work from home. So
that's both of us for the most part. You work from home.
I work from home.
But you're an essential worker. I'm an essential worker. Can't really work from home. They're figuring out ways where we can, if we need to, if we do have another shutdown, which is great. That's why I love the company I work for. But just goes to show, most black and brown people are essential workers.
Right. And then on top of that, depending on the type of job you have, you may not have health care or lack of health insurance,
Right.
It's just a lot of different things that affect the black and brown communities when it comes to a virus, not to mention, like you said, with the other issues, but hypertension and asthma are a product of, you can get COVID-19 and it can really affect you.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. So, also, I was reading up on it, and according to the CDC, racism, part of the reason why, black and brown people are hit a little bit harder, or at higher levels, is due to racism. Racial discrimination, things like that can contribute to the stress levels, and can force you to age quicker.
Right.
So
walking around with stress and anxiety every day, results in you aging quicker. Especially
when you're watching the news and you're seeing our people get, killed and murdered by the hands of the police and things of that nature. That puts a certain weight on you, a certain stress on you, and then you mix that in with having to go to work and dodge this virus. That's a lot of weight to carry around. Yeah. That's a lot of weight to carry around. So, man, we're just encouraging everybody, especially our black and brown people, to stay safe, follow the protocol, exercise.
Yes, exercise, eat right, take your vitamins.
Yep.
Spend a little time outside. Being indoors for so long can just kind of make you feel claustrophobic. Spending some time outside, breathe the fresh air, please. Don't go outside with a mask when you're by yourself.
Right.
Not breathe fresh air.
Get some fresh air.
Like, you really look ridiculous out there not wearing a mask and you're walking by yourself with no one around.
In an open park.
That's crazy.
So do that. Go on a walk, man. Go on a hike. If you can, spend some time with some loved ones, with social distance.
Definitely.
Pick up the phone, man. It's a perfect time to pick up the phone, have a conversation with a family member or friend.
FaceTime, Zoom.
Hop on FaceTime, hop on Zoom. While we were on quarantine, I would FaceTime my mom, my sisters, and my nephews almost every day. And it was great, because we are going through a lot, and you never know what someone's actually going through. People are going through a lot, so if you can hop on a FaceTime call, share a couple laughs and jokes, that can go a long way.
Definitely.
That can go a long way. So, also want to say again to our black and brown people, try your best. Do whatever you can to get some health insurance. That's going to be important. You want that health insurance so you can take care of yourself. You can, go to the doctor, get checkups, and you don't want to have to be worrying about bills when you're sick.
Definitely. On top of health insurance, for black and brown people, you definitely need to focus on your diet. I know we kind of have cultural diets. There's certain things that different cultures have that we kind of just are used to eating.
That soul food.
That soul
that
food,
mac and
boy.
Cheese,
that'll get you. That'll get you. You'll be on the bathroom for a while, though. You know what I mean? But definitely, try to intake in some more fruits, some more veggies, some more nuts. Try to, more beans, lentils, things like that. Just to, stay healthier, get lighter, kind of get your digestive system to kind of flush. Because, we eat all those carbohydrate foods, the mac and cheese, the yams, the stuffing, just coming off of Thanksgiving. That food sits in your comfort foods. That food sits in your stomach, for 3 days, 2-3 days, and on top of it, you're still eating. So your stomach's expanding. It's just sitting in there, and it's just not good.
Right.
So try to clean yourselves out, eat a little healthier, and, that can go a long way.
Absolutely.
But to go back, to the coronavirus, there's a lot of controversy around masks.
For sure.
I've been to a couple different cities in California, coastal cities, and they're actually giving out fines, anywhere from $100 to $350 if you're caught not wearing a mask.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like...
And this is outside. Like, if you're outside not wearing a mask.
Outside. On the beach.
That's
Jogging.
crazy.
They want you to wear a mask, and if and I was in Monterey, and this wasn't a police officer, but it was kind of like a mask task force driving around in an unmarked white car,
task force,
telling everybody to wear their masks. Hey, you, put on your mask, and it's just like, kind of like, that they're enforcing it on you, and it's like, hold on, dude, like, you're not the police, but these people are out there enforcing it in these certain cities. So, I believe, if you're exercising, you're by yourself, you can go maskless.
If you're social distancing,
if you're social distancing, if you're 6 feet away, if you're not in groups, you can, you don't have to wear a mask to exercise, to be on the beach.
provided you feel like you're healthy and you're not sick. You know,
Definitely.
If you feel the symptoms and you feel, stay
home. Stay home.
Do not go outside. But if you feel all right, you know, you've been tested, you're not, you know, positive for the virus, you still need to exercise, you still need to get some fresh air. Yeah, I feel like if you by yourself, you're social distancing, you're being responsible. I don't know if the masks need to be enforced to that extent, but if you're, you know, if you're in close proximity to people, yeah, I get it. But yeah, a lot of people don't get it.
No.
A lot of people don't want to wear masks at all.
No.
And again, I think it's just you know, I feel a lot of people feel like their rights are being taken away by wearing masks. But here's my thing, right? So people don't want to wear masks, right? They feel like their freedoms and their right to breathe is being taken away. People do not want to social distance. They don't want the economy, restaurants and bars and malls to shut down, right? So what do they want to happen?
Right.
Some people are offering no solutions. They're just out here complaining and crying.
Open everything back up.
Open everything back up. We don't need a social distance. We don't need to wear masks. So, like, there has to be some give and take. It's either we all wear masks and we all social distance and we can maybe learn to live, you know, with everything open, but we can't do both.
Right.
We can't continue not to wear masks, not social distance, and have everything open. It's not going to work. So if you want the economy to be open, we got to follow some type of protocol. That's how I look at it. Until things start to improve and get better.
You know, like, if you don't agree to wear the mask, just go and wear it in the stores. Don't wear it for everybody else. Don't wear it for you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Wear it for everybody else's safety. At the end of the day, if we're all selfish in our intent when it comes to this issue, then we're going to be in a negative state. But if we just think of everybody else and everybody else's opinion about it and everybody else's, you know, anxiety or fear level, wear the mask for them. Because if you wear it, everybody else around you will just act accordingly. And when you get away or you separate from a crowd or a group and you're by yourself or you're with your family and you guys feel comfortable not wearing a mask, don't wear a mask.
Right.
You know, do as you feel. But for the sake of spreading it, for the sake of everybody's feelings and anxiety level, just you know, wear it for them.
Wear a mask,
and
man.
Just keep your day pushing. You don't need to add any extra stress and anxiety of you going to the grocery store and somebody arguing with you about your mask. Like, you know, nobody has time for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No one. I don't personally. I don't think the protests are warranted. I don't think it's a big ask if people are literally dying from a virus. I don't think it's a big ask when you go into a public place to wear a mask. Right. That's just my opinion. But so now they're introducing the vaccines, the emergency vaccine. So that's going to bring another level of controversy and discussion and possibly protests. How do you feel about the vaccine? So, yeah.
Personally, I'm not taking it.
Okay.
Reason being, this vaccine was kind of fast-tracked. I believe it's 9 months in the making. Mm-hmm. Usually vaccines are 18-month, couple years plus to get tested. Record time,
for a vaccine, yep.
You know what I mean? So I was already kind of on the fence about vaccines generally. But now that they fast-tracked a vaccine that they're kind of pushing, you know, to get everyone on the planet vaccinated within a certain amount of time,
right?
It's kind of scary. And it's kind of like, what's the rush? And you know, and it's kind of like a lot of things haven't been talked about to get to that point where everybody needs it.
Right.
You know, so personally, I'm not going to take it.
You're anti-vaxxer.
In a sense, yeah, I'm an anti-vaxxer.
People going to talk about you. You know that, right?
It's cool to talk about me. Talk about me, but I bet I'm not. But I bet you're sick more than I am. So talk all you want.
Right. So here's my take on it. I am not pro-vaccines. I'm not going to say I'm anti-vaccine either. What I'm going to say and what was told to me by a medical professional that I respect is you have to decide if vaccines or vaccinations are right for you, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone's situation is different, right? So in this case of the COVID vaccine, if you are a healthcare worker, you know, possibly if you are someone that does have pre-existing conditions, if you are an elderly person, you might want to consider the vaccine, right? Because you're at a higher risk of, getting the virus and having it potentially be fatal, right?
Right.
So if you meet one of those, I would definitely look into it. But look into it. You got to do your research. A lot of the times, people go blindly into taking a vaccine without knowing what's in it, how it does, how it operates, the side effects, how long it will last, things like that. So I definitely say if you feel like the vaccine is right for you and it's going to be a benefit for you, do your research, do your homework. Don't go blindly into it. That's what I would say with the vaccine.
Definitely. I actually seen the news the other day. Don't know the validity of it, but they said 4,400 people trial tested the Pfizer COVID vaccine. 3 people had Bell's palsy afterwards.
Oh shit!
So that's when half the side of your face kind of paralyzes.
Yeah.
And when that information gets put out, it makes people skeptical. And I seen that, I'm like, you know what? They say you'll have Bell's palsy temporarily.
Yeah. I was about to say it's not a permanent thing.
It's not a permanent thing.
Okay.
But I don't even want it temporarily.
I feel like if something's gonna give you that harsh of a reaction, there's something wrong.
Definitely.
Right. So like I said, just be cautious, man. Do your homework, do your research, and really make an educated decision based to see if this is going to be the right thing for you.
Definitely.
Because what I deem, just because I don't think it's right for me, doesn't mean it's not right for the next person. So
to each his own.
To each his own, man.